Respected ladies and gentlemen on the dais, respected ladies and gentlemen in the audience, Namaste, Pranam. It's a great occasion. I appreciate and congratulate the US government and Shakti Vahini and all other concerned part of the mission to have done this wonderful program. Probably, as I see, last time we had in Ranchi, and thereafter nothing happened on the other sectors. And again, the US government sponsored, Shakti Vahini sponsored action is happening here. Much of the work which we were supposed to do, I don't know whether we have really done or not. It's a time we need to think whether we have really done our homework or not. So this is a call even for rethinking as to whether the decisions taken that time, whether we sitting here, were supposed to follow it, have it done or not. Constitution, Article 23 and 51A together makes a constitutional mandate that trafficking is prohibited. All of us are stakeholders. It's our constitutional duty to ensure that nobody is trafficked. Are we aware of this constitutional duty? If not, we should. We have improved, we have miles to go, but we have tremendous improvement in the last last decade, I would say. A lot of positive developments have taken place. I happened to meet Ambassador Susan Koppert in US, and she was also appreciating as the Consul General said, appreciating the developments in India in the last 1 decade or so. We have, after the Transnational Organized Crime Convention came in 2000, a paradigm shift happened across the world, more so in India, in this region. The NHRC research has made, again, another paradigm shift in exposing the fallacies in the response systems. And interestingly, the research which made a tremendous impact across the country, the Women and Child Ministry, the Home Ministry, in so many sectors. I don't know, the Ambassador is aware, the Consul General is aware, that is funded by the US government. That made a tremendous impact across the country. Now, Human Rights Commission took it up and they set up nodal offices across the states. Police and NGOs became partners. Then came the UNODC project, which was again funded by the US government. There was a tripartite agreement between Ministry of Home Affairs and UNODC and US government. The anti-human trafficking units which are set up today as the institution. I was privileged to set up the first AHTU in the country in 2007 in Andhra Pradesh. We set up 9 of them, and Government of India after evaluation has replicated 270 AHTUs in the country. There are 270 anti-human trafficking units now. And they are making a tremendous impact across the country. And I remember the first one, we had to do a lot of labor to tell them what it is. People don't accept, people don't understand. How police can work along with the NGO. Hey, police, NGO ka saath main kaise kaam karunga? How can we work with NGOs? That's the mindset. You know, in Andhra Pradesh, so we have to go on training and counseling and cajoling and handholding and mentoring the people, and then things start moving. That's a Herculean task. We have trained our capacity building of 25,000 police officers, 25,000. NHRC research said 6.6% police officers in India were trained on human trafficking. 94% did not know what they are doing. So we trained them, 25% of them we trained on comprehensive package of knowledge, skills, attitudes and resources. We trained the judiciary also as another major achievement. After evaluation, this was replication by the Ministry of Home Affairs and Women and Child Ministry. Today we have nodal offices and capacity building programs across the country. But the question is, are the AHQs really functional? Are the systems really making an impact? Is the capacity building going on the right direction? You know, there are questions which are both answers yes and no. I find we need to invest a lot on leadership. This conclave can make an impact as to how we invest on the leadership. If the sub-inspector does not function, does the SP function? Does the commissioner police function? How do we ensure that leadership functioning? I think this time we should try and focus on that leadership part. Second is skilling part. Ladies and gentlemen, the response system, how skilled are the judiciary? We have a wonderful lady here, judge here, who opened up a video conferencing with Nepal. If you ask the law, there is no law, but the law does not say don't do it. She took one step forward and did it. So we have such outstanding person in this hall who have done commendable work. Such sort of skilling is required for police, judiciary and prosecutors and all caregivers. Here is an agency where we can think of how do we take the skilling forward. The NGO role in India has been commendable. There are legal sanctions have come in the ITBA, legal amendments have come. We have a post-research, we have so many developments have taken place in the legal fraternity, the 370 amendment, the constitution, the amendment of the Criminal Amendment Act, Then a lot of convictions have come. Shaktivani is a classic example. We have 14 traffic has convicted in Delhi itself. So many changes have taken place with the help of the NGOs. Now the new developments also include the Supreme Court judgments in the Bachpan Bachao Andolan and missing children. I happened to be part of that study with the BBA, with Kailash Satyarthi, and when the research report was published, people didn't take much cognizance of that. Unfortunately, the government did not take cognizance of that. I was also part of the government. But when it came to Supreme Court, now Supreme Court has given a directive, people have to take action. The same thing could have been done by the government. But in the 370, IPC has come into now, and people are registering crimes and investigating, detecting. Professionals has at least started coming in. We are doing one more research in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, where I am presently working on India research on human trafficking. If any of you are interested in joining the research, I'll give my email ID. Please join. You will be most welcome. We have to conclude my initial talk. We have major gaps of need of job. The first question is a legal mandate for rehabilitation is required. Incidentally, Ministry of Women and Child is doing a comprehensive legislation. They are making, I'm also part of that. And I am insisting on this, making a legal mandate on rehabilitation. Legal mandate is there on rescue, but there is nothing on rehabilitation. So we need to bring in that system so that the rescued person is not, the care is not given as a welfare act, but is given as a rights based. Secondly, whose concern is it? Even now, we get together, discuss, we are all concerned, so many concerned. Yesterday I was sharing thoughts with many of them. Everybody is so concerned. We are doing so much work, but still, crime is not in place, things are in place, new dimensions, etc., etc. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, I came 2 minutes late because, outside an SP call from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, he has got a kidney racket busted. That racket has got linked to Gujarat, racket has got linked to Telangana and Sri Lanka. Because of the new media report which came a few days back, Sri Lankan government has banned that hospital from kidney transplant. They have taken action very promptly. Now we need to act so such prominence is required in our country also. The SP was wanting to ask, wanting to discuss how should the investigation proceed. So that's why it got a little delayed. Gentlemen, we need to involve our youth. I have started something called anti-human trafficking clubs. Many of you sitting here may not know. Anti-human trafficking clubs in the colleges. You have yachting club, you have film club, you have fancy club. Start an anti-human trafficking club. You may ask why not human rights club? Do what you want, but start an anti-human trafficking club. Involve the youth. Tremendous potential in the country. And I started in Cochin. They are doing commendable work. You can see on the Facebook or internet. We started in Gujarat, we started in Ahmedabad, we started in Pune. We should start wherever you are. Involve the youth. Let them learn that my sister cannot be violated, I cannot violate somebody else's sister. Very simple, humble messages. Don't go for rocket science. Humble, simple messages. If my sister cannot be violated, I cannot violate somebody else's sister. Such simple, humble messages can make a difference. I would thank the US Consulate General Shaktivani for this opportunity. And before I close, I would like to say, the rule of law and good governance has made an impact, anti-trafficking movement has made an impact on the rule of law and good governance in this country. We have synergy functioning now. We have on the path of institution building. This conclave in the last 4 years I have been assessing that one impact you have made, this conclave has made is on the institution building process. Institutions have collapsed at some point of time. If you read the book by Gary, the IGM chief, A Locust Effect, you will read the real message. That is exactly what I noticed in India. This conclave has been able to shake up the systems and make it forward. Institution buildings process have been created. That's a major policy drift and policy change which this conclave has done. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a skilling program on police. I would like you to join that mission. It's a very interesting project. And let us make others hear, let us make the institutions hear others' voice. The police sub-inspector should not be hearing only his voice and his boss's voice, he should be hearing the public voice. Let's walk into police station. Let's walk the talk. I think we can make the institutions change if we are ready to work on this. This conclave, the mission is a convergence. I am sure this convergence message will actually make a difference. If the police station sub-inspector beats up a person, all of us get together and make noise. Rightly so. If the police station sub-inspector does not do anything, we keep quiet. Why? He is paid to do that. I am talking about the sub-inspector only, but I am talking all the institutions on this issue of human trafficking, including justice delivery. We have wonderful people like UP here, Timothy, commendable work. Sitting in the secretariat, how they are doing, Sahaya, how is doing. So we need to have such people and make them as models, take it forward, make the institutions perform. Individuals are okay. Make the institutions deliver. All of us in this convergence, we can think of ideas and plans. How do we can take it forward? My idea, my point is walk the talk, walk together, and till we stop it together. Thank you. Namaste.